Okay folks, I want to just go through some other examples, this time using Backtrack. We looked at using Telnet as an example to do a banner dump from a web server, an SMTP server. Well, this is an example using Netcat, which stands for Network Concatenator. We're going to be using this tool quite extensively, as you already have seen in some previous demonstrations, but you'll also see in the future how we can also use this tool to shell out command prompts, and we'll cover it in a lot more detail in the malware module. So type into the shell NC the target IP address and end off with the port. Hit enter a few times and then you can see it's going to dump the banner. Right, so a few other specifics. We can use Telnet again to connect to a live SMTP server. In this instance, we're going to Telnet to the mail.careeracademy.com server. And just a quick reminder that you want to definitely go through using some of the good old-fashioned SMTP commands. If you go and Google for SMTP commands, you'll come up with a lot of documents that will give you a lot more detail on some of those commands. So as an example, we can use the hello, that will then initiate the SMTP conversation. The host connecting to the remote SMTP server will identify itself by fully qualified DNS host names. So as an example, we can type in hello. There you can see the fully qualified domain name. We can also type in the extended EHLO, giving us a little bit more detail in this instance. So that states the sending server wants to use the extended SMTP protocol, and at this point we can also use the VRFY to verify certain users. So there's another quick example of how you can use simple SMTP commands to complete some of your reconnaissance, and in this instance your enumeration. Right, and I want to finish off this SMTP form of enumeration with some other examples with some of the scripts that you can use within Backtrack. Remember I said to you, you want to definitely learn the structure within the tools and the design of the tools within that hierarchy. So first and foremost, I'm going to change to the pen test directory, and those are all the subfolds within the pen test directory. Well, needless to say, we're going to be going to the enumeration folder next, and if we do an ls listing, you can see we've got DNS enumeration, which we'll be talking about next. But more importantly, we've got that SMTP verify script. So it's a Perl script, and I'm going to change to the SMTP directory, then do an ls. You can see I've got a names.txt file and I've got a verify.pl script. So I can then open up with nano the names.txt, and there you can see it's going to give you a list of the different names that it's going to try and verify for that all automatically. So I'm going to just exit out of the nano, and this time I'm going to run this command, the verify.pl -h for your host. In this instance it's the mail.careeracademy.com -l for the names.txt file, and then press enter, and it's going to go and verify from that list I have, which you can modify quite easily whether those users are in existence from that names.txt file. And there you can see it's come back telling us it's connected to mail.careeracademy.com. It's telling you it's gone through and done the hello for the fully qualified domain name, and it's also telling you that there's root, postmaster and admin accounts at that system. So that may just be a SMTP gateway in this example without further investigation. So definitely go through, look at some of those scripts, open up some of those scripts to see exactly how they've actually been created.